Introduction to Feyre and the World of Prythian. The story begins with Feyre Archeron, a 19-year-old human girl struggling to survive with her two older sisters, Nesta and Elaine, and their father in the mortal lands bordering the Fey realms of Prythian. Once wealthy, the Archeron family has fallen into poverty, and Feyre has taken on the responsibility of feeding her family by hunting in the woods. Feyre is tough and pragmatic, driven by a promise she made to her dying mother to take care of the family. One winter's day, Feyre kills a large wolf while hunting, suspecting that it might be a faerie. The Fey are considered dangerous and monstrous by humans, and they live on the other side of an invisible wall that separates the mortal world from Prythian. The Fey were once the oppressors of humankind, but after a long and bloody war, a treaty was created to keep the two worlds separate. The Beast and the Spring Court. Soon after killing the wolf, Feyre is confronted by a powerful beast-like faerie named Tamlin, who demands retribution for the death of his friend, the wolf Feyre killed. He gives her two choices, either die or come with him to Prythian as punishment. Reluctantly, Feyre chooses to live and is taken to the Spring Court, one of the 7 Fey courts that make up Prythian. At the Spring Court, Feyre discovers that Tamlin, the beast who captured her, can shift into a more human-like form. He is the High Lord of the Spring Court, a powerful Fey lord who rules over the region. Feyre is initially hostile and mistrustful, but over time she starts to see that life in the Spring Court is not as threatening as she first believed. She begins to interact with other Fey, including Lucian, Tamlin's sharp-tongued emissary, and slowly forms a connection with Tamlin himself. As Feyre spends more time in the Spring Court, she learns that Prythian is not just a beautiful and magical land, but one that is also cursed. The Fey in the Spring Court, including Tamlin, wear permanent masks, and Tamlin reveals that his powers have been significantly diminished. A blight is spreading across the land, threatening not only the Fey, but also the mortal realm. Feyre and Tamlin's growing relationship. Over the course of the story, Feyre and Tamlin's relationship deepens. Feyre begins to see that Tamlin, though powerful and occasionally distant, is also kind and protective. She learns that Tamlin is fighting to keep his people safe from the blight, which originates from Amarantha, a deadly and cruel Fey who controls Prythian from under the mountain, a fortress in the Fey realm. Tamlin shows Feyre the beauty of Prythian, and their bond grows as he teaches her about the Fey world. However, as their feelings for each other intensify, Tamlin warns Feyre to leave Prythian for her own safety. A dangerous event called Calanmai takes place, where Tamlin's primal Fey nature comes to the surface. Feyre disobeys Tamlin's warning and witnesses the wildness of Calanmai, which leads to a strange encounter with a masked faerie, Rhysand, the High Lord of the Night Court. Rhysand exudes power and danger, and his brief encounter with Feyre leaves a lasting impression. The threat of Amarantha and the true nature of the curse. Eventually, Tamlin sends Feyre back to the mortal lands, believing it is the only way to protect her from Amarantha's growing power. Heartbroken, Feyre returns to her family, but she cannot shake her feelings for Tamlin. She realizes that she loves him and decides to return to Prythian regardless of the danger. When Feyre arrives back at the Spring Court, she finds it abandoned and destroyed. She learns that Tamlin has been taken by Amarantha to under the mountain, and the true nature of the curse is revealed. Amarantha had once desired Tamlin and, when spurned, cursed him in his court. The masks the Fey wear are a symbol of the curse, and Tamlin has been forced to remain in this weakened state. If Tamlin couldn't find a human girl to fall in love with him by the end of the 7-year curse, Amarantha would claim him forever. Feyre, determined to save Tamlin, travels to Under the Mountain, where she confronts Amarantha. Amarantha is a terrifying and sadistic ruler who has enslaved most of the Fey in Prythian. To win Tamlin's freedom, Feyre agrees to enter into a bargain with Amarantha. She must complete 3 nearly impossible tasks, or solve a riddle, to break the curse. Feyre's trials under the mountain. The 3 tasks Feyre must face are deadly and designed to break her spirit. In the first task, she must defeat a giant worm-like creature called the Midgard worm. Though untrained in fighting, Feyre uses her cunning and resourcefulness to defeat the beast by creating a pit trap. During her time under the mountain, Feyre is also subjected to the cruelty of Amarantha's court, and Rhysand, the High Lord of the Night Court, begins to take an interest in her. Rhysand makes a deal with Feyre. He will help her survive Amarantha's court in exchange for her spending 1 week of every month with him if she succeeds in her trials. Though Feyre is initially reluctant, she agrees, and Rhysand uses his influence and power to help her survive the brutality of life under the mountain. The second task Feyre faces involves a complex puzzle, and though she almost fails, she is saved by Rhysand's intervention. As Feyre endures the trials, her physical and emotional strength are tested. She becomes closer to Rhysand, though their relationship is fraught with tension and manipulation. The final task and the riddle. In the final task, Feyre is given an impossible choice. She must kill 3 fairies to save Tamlin, but one of the fairies is innocent. Feyre, heartbroken, does what is necessary, but in the process, she solves Amarantha's riddle, which allows her to break the curse. The answer to the riddle is love, a powerful theme that runs throughout the story. By solving the riddle, Feyre not only breaks the curse, but also gains power over Amarantha. In a final confrontation, Amarantha attacks Faerie and she dies from her injuries. However, the Fae High Lords, including Tamlin and Rhysand, unite to bring her back to life. Feyre is reborn as a High Fae, but the trauma of what she has endured leaves her deeply changed. The aftermath and setting up future conflicts. Though Feyre succeeds in freeing Tamlin and breaking the curse, the experiences under the mountain leave her emotionally scarred. She is no longer the same human girl she once was. Now she is Fae, with powers she does not fully understand. Tamlin and Feyre return to the Spring Court, but the tension between Feyre and Rhysand lingers, especially after Rhysand makes it clear that their bargain is still in effect. The story closes with the promise of future challenges, both for Feyre's new life as a Fae and the relationship dynamics that are only beginning to unfold. Thanks for watching this summary of A Court of Thorns and Roses. If you enjoyed the story and want to dive deeper into Feyre's journey, be sure to check out the full book for all the magic, romance, and action that we couldn't cover here. And don't forget, this is just the beginning. The adventure continues in the next books of the series, where even more thrilling twists and unforgettable characters await. So, grab your copy today and step back into the world of Prythian.